What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and happy Monday to everyone. What will the markets do this week? We're going to take a look at what to expect, what to look for, what to watch for. Will we see some more highs in traditional markets and Bitcoin, or was that it? We go down from here. Let's talk about it. Also going to show you some videos from months and months ago, and then show you where those charts are now to kind of take a look at what's going on. Always be prepared for anything. Remember, none of this is financial advice. Definitely stick around for the whole video because we are going to go over a real quick recap of traditional markets. Then we're going to look at that Binance chart and video from way back. And then we'll look at the Bitcoin chart from way back along with the video where I told you I was going to short the you know what out of it. We'll take a look at all that. But anyways, stick around for the whole video. Let's take a look at what's going on. So as you guys know, on the Dow Jones, I do believe we've topped here. We could get up as high as 35,195 before another rejection, which would be the 0.786 fib. As you can see in the RSI, we are just going into a wedge here. We could get another pop up and retest this just to make, let me show you. See how we made hidden bearish divergence here? We made higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI, and got a rejection. We could come back up to test this trend line again, hitting this area, also making hidden bearish divergence. So remember, this is a possibility if we are able to get back above this 34,000 range. Let's see what happens. May not see it today, but sometime this week we'll probably know what'll happen. Remember, guys, none of this stuff happens in a split second. This stuff takes time. Have patience, manage your risk properly, and you'll be fine. All right, let's take a look at the NASDAQ. So on the NASDAQ, we've been talking about this for a while. We can move this over now. We've been talking about the possibility to see one more high for NASDAQ. Right now would be around 1560. If we do, or 15,600. If we do, by any chance, get up here, I think that would be a great place to get the hell out of the markets if we even get up to those levels. Let's take a look at the weekly. So looking at the weekly, you can see here in the RSI, we made slightly higher highs in the RSI on the weekly, but lower lows in the price action. Hidden bearish divergence. We are in a downtrend, right? On the weekly, still in the downtrend. We have not broke the high. This does look like hidden bearish divergence. That's not to say we can't get that push up to 15,600 and still make yet more hidden bearish divergence. So be careful there. S&P, same thing. If we were to get up and retest the top of this today, would be around 45.38. Currently, we're at 43.38. That'd be 200 points. But if we're not able to get up there, which is possible, we'll also take a look at the weekly here. Remember, the weekly chart takes time to play out. But if you look here, look at this high and this high, lower highs, right? Higher highs here, hidden bearish divergence. Also, looking at the DXY. So the DXY, we are back below the 0.5 fib. Next thing, if we do come back down to this 102.1, 102.2 range, most likely going to get a nice bounce, continue up from there. Let's see where we're at the end of the day. If we're above 102, then the DXY is going to be pretty bullish here in the near term. If we remain below it, then I look for a retest of this golden pocket zone right here before continuation up. But you guys know I am very bullish in the long run on the DXY. Not to say it goes up forever, but I see one huge pump when the stock markets crash, right? I've been talking about the biggest money grab in history. I think it's coming, guys. I think these markets are in severe trouble. All right, let's take a look at, we've been watching oil, right? From way back here last year, we made this oil chart. I had said if we broke past this middle trend line, we would come back up for a retest, which we did. Come back, we hit our target of 62.70. Now we're, just like I explained, we would ride around on this bottom trend line for a while. Once this breaks and we start opening and closing dailies below this, the next break of 62.70 could be very ugly. Talking about possibly 26, 27 bucks for oil. Maybe much worse if it happens. Remember, it went to negative 40 a couple of years ago, so be careful. All right, let's take a look at this video. We talked about this back. This is from 6 months ago, right? FTT compared to Binance. Just listen to the video and then we'll look at the chart. Here. Is this what is coming for Binance over here in the next 3 to 6 months, somewhere in that range. 3 to 6 months. It's been 6 months. It's starting to look very much like this could be getting real close to happening, guys. Who knows how quickly, but we have broken this 25 or 256 that we were looking at. I do think Binance is in severe trouble. I still believe that. I still see that in the charts. What's going to happen? I couldn't tell you like the news, but the charts are saying something very bad has happened, just like it said something very bad was going to happen to FTT back here. If you guys are interested in trading before we get into Bitcoin, I'm going to also show you a tweet that I tweeted last week of when I shorted Bitcoin and why. But check out the sponsor, Totally, my favorite exchange. Check them out. You can use my promo code Savvy50 to get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. But you can trade crypto, Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, aluminum, tons of stuff from one exchange instead of flipping back and forth from other exchanges. You can use your Bitcoin to trade, Ethereum, whatever. You can just transfer Bitcoin. All you need is an email address to start an account here. Definitely check them out if you haven't. And let's get into, I'll leave you a tutorial at the end of the video too. So here's my Twitter, and I tweeted this. This would have been June 23rd. What was that? Thursday or Friday, whichever. It says, I shorted the shit out of Bitcoin at 31,420 with stops at 31,6. I have since then moved my stops to 31,510. And here's why. So here's the video I made. This was 4 months ago, right? Let's take a look at what I had said. Look at the bottom down here. You can see 4 months ago right here. Now listen to what I had said. That's why I tell you guys, be prepared for anything, right? But the measured move of this in the super bullish case scenario would be the measured move of the channel, bringing it up to where it broke out. That gets you to 31.5. If by chance Bitcoin does get up here, I will short the shit out of it. And that is why I shorted the 31.5. We talked about that 4 months ago as a possibility, but a lot of people don't like to listen to the whole video. They'll hear a piece that they don't like and they'll hold on to that forever. And then, because they don't listen to the whole scenario. Now, could Bitcoin go a little bit higher? And I talked about that and tweeted about that last week too. That's why I use stops. If I get stopped out, I do have another position to look for a short if I get stopped out here. So here's where we were at, 31.5. We almost nailed it. We got to about 31,460 or 470 on Coinbase. Could we go up and retag this? It is possible. And why did we have that target right here? Just like I showed you in the video, if we take a measured move of this falling wedge, looking at the yellow trend line, once that broke, that got us that 31.5. Right now, what happens? We come back down to retest the 21.5 area. Once that breaks, much lower for Bitcoin. As you can see here, we just seem to be in a rising channel. We may get another little push up before continuing down, but nevertheless, I do still think that we will not see the bottom of Bitcoin till the end of this year. I've made a video back in 2021 talking about, I'll leave that at the end of the video too, talking about the true bottom for Bitcoin being in the end of this year, September, October-ish. Could go on a little longer, but nevertheless, I still think we're going to see a lower low. Let's take a look at, so this is the tweet I put out, well, the chart I put out on a tweet last week, talking about if we do get above these areas, if we do break that 31.5, the next measured move target is right here at about 31.28, right? And that's this last low we had back in January 22 when we had this big collapse, right? So just be careful there, guys. I do think this was nothing more than a bear market rally to get everyone bullish again. If you zoom out, we are still way down, guys. I know a lot of people are talking about going to new all-time highs before the halving. Some people are after the halving. I do believe it's going to be a lot longer than that before we see new all-time highs. Not to say Bitcoin's going to die. I just don't believe the 4-year cycle has to be new all-time highs every year, right? You could still call it a 4-year cycle. Traditional markets go on a 4-year cycle also. That's the election cycle, right? Doesn't mean it has to go to new all-time highs every 4 years. It could be a 4-year cycle without going to new all-time highs, right? So let's take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, as you guys know, I think we'll come back down to retest this trend line here. We could even zoom into Ethereum right here. And you can see we had higher highs in the price action, or lower highs in the price action for candle close. Remember, you got to use RSI with candle closes. Then you had higher highs in the RSI, hidden bearish divergence. I believe we will be coming back to these levels in the very near future. 1350 if this breaks. We're looking for about 920. If that breaks, 200 bucks. Bubble pop. Bubble pop patterns always return to where they began. We've talked about this over and over. So Litecoin, let's get this out of there. Litecoin, we got a bounce right here. So now where we look for a drop, we break down below this 73.50 range, 58.65 is our next range to look for support. That breaks, like I said, around 25 bucks. I'm looking for Litecoin. XRP, you guys know what I think of XRP. Right here is what a dime penny stock looks like, and I think that's what we'll see in XRP. I think it's going to get very ugly for XRP. I know everybody's talking about the court case and blah, 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 blah. We like to watch the charts, not pay attention to the news. And just real quick, let's go over these bubble pop patterns. So as you can see here, Amazon and the .com bubble, every time a bubble pattern starts, right, it comes back down to where it began. That's where I believe Bitcoin will come, somewhere between 35 and 9,500 by the end of this year, possibly. I still think it'll happen by the end of the year, but that doesn't mean it shoots straight up to the moon afterwards either, guys. So let's take a look at Nintendo. Same thing. Bubble started over here. Bubble returned right back to where it started. You can see we had a big rally right here, just like we have a big rally right now. This was I think 100% rally. This has so far been about, let's see how far this rally's gone. And we talked about this last year. Well, actually in 2021, talked about getting a 100% rally. Although I thought it would be in sometime in March when it did the false bottom. Nevertheless, we got our false bottom back here in November when we broke the weekly RSI trend line. And it has been so far 104% rally, right? 100% rally, but it started at 15.5. So look at how much it came down. It's guys, this is not a reversal in the market. Could be. I do not believe so. Never have shifted my opinion since I told you guys. Here's Sony returned right back to where the bubble began. We do, I believe, have to come back down to this range, wash out all the garbage crypto, all the scammy exchanges, get all that washed out, and then the markets can continue up. But after a bubble pop, it takes a long time for confidence to get built back in the markets. That's why I don't believe we're going to see a new all-time high in this 4-year cycle. But we will see one eventually. Might take 10 years, might take 6 years, 7 years, who knows? But I do believe the bottom will probably be towards the end of this year. I still believe that. I'll let you know if my mind changes. But as of now, it has not. Don't forget, guys, smash those thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the video. Don't forget to check out my sponsors down below. And my socials and things like that are posted below. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, there's a Discord down there, totally free. I'm going to start doing some different stuff with the Discord here in the near future. My house is so close to getting done, as you guys know, building a new house. Now we're going to have to start getting ready to get rid of the house we're in. So I'm going to be working on that pretty heavily here in the next coming weeks. So not going to have a whole lot of time for social media, but I will be posting videos as often as possible. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'm out.